Welcome back, everyone, to Volkswagen Talk Radio.
Great to be here.
Today, we're doing one of our deep dives. We're looking into a really fascinating online space, the VW Owners Club. We spent a good bit of time exploring their website. That's vwownersclub.co.uk. And, well, what we found is pretty remarkable, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah, you might just think, oh, it's another car website, but it's clearly become this central hub for a huge community of VW fans.
It really has. The scale alone is just wow.
Yeah, the numbers are quite something.
You're not kidding. We're talking over 670,000 members.
670,000.
And it's not like that's a static number, is it? They're growing by around 25,000 new members every single week.
Yeah, that kind of growth.
Yeah.
And it tells you something important is going on there, doesn't it? It really makes you ask, what is it about this online platform?
Exactly. What's the magic formula?
What makes it resonate so strongly with so many VW owners? So I guess our mission today is to unpack that.
Right. What makes the VW Owners Club so popular? What does it actually offer? And, why does this massive community keep growing and stay so engaged?
Okay, so first impressions. They bill themselves as the ultimate destination for Volkswagen enthusiasts.
And it feels like they're really trying to live up to that claim. And definitely more than just like a forum page. It feels like a whole ecosystem.
That's a good way to put it. An ecosystem. It's clearly built on that shared love for VWs, right? But it goes further.
How so?
Well, they seem to blend expert knowledge, community connection, actual events, and a ton of practical resources. That mix seems key.
And the inclusivity part.
Oh, definitely. They make it clear, whether you've got a classic Beetle you're restoring or the very latest electric ID model, you're welcome.
Which is smart. It broadens the appeal massively.
Yeah.
Someone restoring a vintage bus has totally different questions than someone tuning a new Golf R.
Exactly. And they seem to cater to that whole spectrum. You find knowledge from, classic restoration experts right through to modern performance tuning. Impressive range.
Okay, so the knowledge base is wide. What about the community side? You mentioned connection.
Right, that's core to any enthusiast group, isn't it? Their forums look really active. That seems to be where a lot of that shared passion comes alive.
Yeah, it's like the online version of chatting trackside or at a VW show, Someone's stuck on a weird engine noise, posts about it, and suddenly you've got 3 people offering suggestions.
That troubleshooting aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
But also just sharing project updates, photos, that kind of thing, connecting with people who just get the VW obsession.
So it's a real social platform for them.
Very much so. And it's interesting that community feeling even spills over. You see all these dedicated Facebook groups for specific models.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, there are groups for Arteon owners, Beetle fans, people with Boras, Caddies, Corrados, the list goes on. It shows the fan base is huge, but also really engaged within specific niches.
Okay, so the community's massive, it's active online, and even branching out. Let's dig into the more sort of tangible stuff, the resources and tools.
Right. This is where it goes beyond just chat. They offer access to real technical expertise.
Like maintenance tips?
Maintenance tips, yeah. Modification guides. Gold dust if you like working on your own car or just understanding it better.
And they have that dedicated tools section on the site.
Which is, frankly, a bit of a powerhouse. Really useful stuff in there.
Like what specifically?
Okay, so they've got things like free owner's manuals. You know how hard those can be to track down sometimes.
Tell me about it. Okay, what else?
An HPI check tool, which, for anyone maybe listening who doesn't know, that helps check a used car's history, accidents, finance, that sort of thing. Really valuable if you're buying used.
That offers serious peace of mind, definitely.
And it doesn't stop there. There's a wheel fitment calculator, super handy if you're thinking about new alloys.
Make sure they actually fit, yeah.
A touch-up paint matcher, for those annoying little stone chips.
Always useful.
And what's clever is how they've integrated services like Garage Click Mechanic and Book My Garage. Makes finding a local, trusted mechanic easier.
Oh, that's smart, bridging the online and offline.
Exactly. Plus things like an instant car check and vehicle score gives you quick insights if you're buying or selling.
Wow, okay. That's quite a toolkit. What about parts, if you were doing some DIY?
Good question. They have a parts resource section too. Basically, it links out to established online parts retailers.
Like who?
Places like AutoDoc, Online Car Parts, My Motor World, GSF Car Parts, Buy Car Parts, quite a few big names.
So it saves you hunting around, potentially. points you towards reputable suppliers.
Precisely. It's about streamlining things for members. Aggregating useful links is a sign of a really well-run community site, I think.
Makes sense. And there's another section called links. Is that different?
Yeah, that's almost like a curated directory of, well, other brands and services relevant to VW owners. It's quite diverse.
Like what kind of things?
Okay, you've got practical stuff like LanoCare, that's for rust prevention, always a biggie for car owners.
Yeah.
Then tech brands like Cello, MyCarly for diagnostics, even lifestyle things. Vape Lady is listed. Tent Box for the camping crowd.
$10. Okay, branching out.
Yeah. Car Audio Center, performance places like Demon Tweaks, My Tires, safety tech like Road Angel.
It covers a lot of ground.
It really does. Even portable power like Power Bluetti, EcoFlow, Jackery, Anchor.
For camping trips and shows, I guess.
Exactly. And looking ahead, they've even got links for Cord EV chargers, acknowledging the shift to electric within VW.
So it reflects the whole lifestyle, not just the car itself.
That's it. It shows they understand their members' wider interests.
Okay, let's shift from the digital to the physical. You mentioned camping, club camping.
Right. They seem to have a strong real-world presence, too. They mentioned an event, Dubs in the Woods. It's sold out, completely, in 2 days.
Wow. Okay, that says a lot about the demand for actual meetups.
It really does. Online is great, but people clearly want that face-to-face connection, sharing the passion in person. That sellout speed shows a real hunger for it.
So how do people find out about future ones?
They have a club camping list on the site, apparently, for updates on what's coming up so you don't miss out next time.
Good. And if you do go to an event, you might want some gear. They have merchandise.
Yep, a merch section. Looks like mainly festival flags right now.
What kind of flags?
Different designs like VWOC White Blue, a general VW White Blue, one called OnlyFans White Blue. Priced around £21.50 to 23 stalls.
A way to fly the flag for the club, literally.
Exactly. It helps build that visual identity at shows and meets, fosters that sense of belonging.
Okay, community, tools, events, merch. What about just like information, news and articles?
They have a blogs section for that. Seems to cover a really wide range of topics.
Can you give us some examples?
Sure. Looking at recent titles, you've got stuff on safety, like an article about a UK crackdown affecting visually impaired drivers.
Okay, important stuff.
Practical car care, like one titled LanoCare, the secret weapon against rust.
Always relevant.
Nostalgia and history pieces, like a tribute to the VR6 engine's legacy.
Ah, the VR6. Classic.
Right. They also have practical advice pieces like the great car sell-off, parting with your VW, and more community-focused stuff, like one celebrating 70 vibrant VW communities.
So it's a real mix, trying to keep a finger on the pulse.
Seems like it. That variety is key, isn't it? Gives people lots of different reasons to visit the site regularly: technical info, news, community stories.
Absolutely. Now, the big question for many might be, how do you join? What's the cost?
Well, this is a big plus point. They heavily promote a free membership option.
It's free. Okay, that definitely lowers the barrier to entry.
Massively. It's a smart way to attract a huge, diverse membership. And even the free tier seems to offer decent benefits.
Like what?
Things like discount codes for merchandise and accessories, invites to VW festivals and meets, and regular email updates on news and developments. Pretty good value for zero cost.
Hard to argue with free. Now, with all this content, forums, tools, blogs, everything is the site easy to navigate. It could be overwhelming.
That's a fair point, but they seem to have thought about structure. They have clear browsing category.
How it's broken down?
By vehicle type, basically. Cars, vans, SUV, MPV, electric. So you can quickly filter down to what's relevant for your specific VW.
Makes sense. Find the Golf stuff or the transporter forums easily.
Exactly. And they mention using a mega menu, which usually means a big, clear navigation system to help you find all the different sections without getting lost. Crucial for a site this size.
Okay. And finally, are they actively trying to get people involved? Calls to action.
Yeah, definitely. They encourage exploring the VW social platform. Sounds like their integrated community space.
Right.
And those practical links we mentioned earlier, like find a mechanic or find a garage, those are calls to action too, really, offering direct solutions.
True. And they even have a sell your car resource listed.
It really feels like they've tried to anticipate pretty much every need or interest a VW enthusiast might have, from buying and maintaining to selling and connecting.
It's very comprehensive.
It really is. Clearly way more than just a website. It's this thriving online hub.
Connecting that massive community.
Providing genuinely useful tools and resources.
It's keeping everyone up to date.
Yeah, the sheer numbers, that incredible growth rate, it's proof they're doing something very right for VW fans.
Absolutely. So wrapping up, if you own a VW, if you're thinking about getting one, or maybe you're just a fan of the brand, definitely seems worth checking out. There's just a wealth of information, a huge active community, and like you said, a ton of useful resources there.
It really is a great example of how powerful these online communities can be, bringing people together around a shared passion.
Well, that certainly was a deep dive into the VW Owners Club. Some fascinating stuff there. For more deep dives about the VW Owners Club, scene news, VW events, and more, make sure to hit the subscribe button.